So welcome everybody. What is going on? What is happening? We're going to go over some tools, some hand tools. I think you guys are going to really like that. Let me get this camera set up too as well. I'm going to make sure that we have a good shot. I got to get some of this stuff going. I think that'll work. We'll talk about lights too. I know we get a lot of people asking me about the lights. You know, what does this do? What does that do? Things like that. So I'll wait for a few people to come on. We're going to go over some of these hand tools that you see right here in front of me. These are just a few. This one happens to be one of the latest ones. Let me go here. Actually, we'll go this one. Or this one, how's that? I'm going to point that out a little bit further. So this one is Dense Layer. Really cool handle system they have on here now. This is a magnetic handle. It still has an adjustable right there. This is really just for ease if you want to just push the button, but it doesn't take it off. Really, you just grab it from right here and you pull it off. And it's magnetic inside, right like that. Super easy, little mini hub system. Put that on. It's good to go. So one thing about this tool here is it's got a bend all the way in two different areas, right here and here slightly. Very good for close range dents like you see right here. Now this is braced underneath. It's big blocked brace. This is a Dodge, I see maybe a Mercedes Caravan. I can't remember which one this is. It's either a Dodge or Mercedes. There are different bracing structures inside of here too as well. There is an opening from the side, plus this has PPF as well. So I'm going to go over some of the basic tools, some of the most common tools, maybe some of you don't even have, like this pretty cool PDR finesse tool that I put a cap on top of this. It's just money for how short it is, no flex, great handle for the close range. I rarely will take off the handles on smaller tools. It's just, PDR finesse has really good handles. So if you want to take a look at that, look how, if it doesn't want to, actually I'll do this way because it wants to prioritize my face. So I will give you guys a look like that. Look at that, right? So yeah, my tech is here. I just want to make sure it was my tech, not a student or a technician or a customer. But here, this is the PDR finesse tool. We are going to do some little bit of demonstration. This is hail damage on a hood with paint protection film on it. Am I going to save it? This is just a demo hood. So later on, I'm going to remove the PPF after I do the dents. And then we'll do another series, which is going to be called, not today, but we're going to call pushing versus glue pulling crease repair. So you will see how that's done too. So if you guys stick with me, I'm going to check out, I will look at your comments. If you want to say something, great. Really, this is something that I do on denttrainer.com. So if you are considering joining Dent Trainer, you will get exclusive videos like this, more in depth, and you'll be able to ask deeper questions. Mainly it's hyper focused for people who really want to learn, who really are stuck, struggling. They went to PDR school, they are lost still, right? And so they need some questions asked. And they need to ask some questions and they need some answers answered. So that's what the Dent Trainer is going to be about. But listen, I don't want to take up too much time. I'm that kind of guy. I don't like the bull crap too much, but I will talk about the tools that that you're going to probably like a lot. This is a pick right here. This is great for pushing on these panels, right? Getting close range. I like to use the heel of the tool. So this is the heel. You can see with this one, this is the tequila. It's It's got a shaved side on both sides. Very good for getting between a brace. Very sharp on the tip. A really fantastic tool. It's meant to really kind of go through the opening, right? So I have an access point right here, and I stick it through here, and I'm pushing. So this tape right here tells me that that is where the tip of that direction of that tip is facing, right? Some guys or companies have writing on there, which Ultra Dent tools would have a writing on here showing you, telling you that's the tip. But a lot of cases, what I do is I will flip it and push like this and use the heel. So this is something that we like to use right there. So let me just check out some comments here, guys. Are these the honey badger set with a different handle system? I've never heard of that, Rick, so I don't know. But no, to answer your question, it is not the honey badger set because I've never heard of that one. Heck yeah. This is the way we do stuff right here. Mr. Toledo does not mess around with the camera stuff. This is the way I'm going to be going live. I am going to be offering, I just want to let you guys know too, I will be in the summer. We are offering Dent Trainer Live coming soon. So you guys who are stuck, you guys are beginners that want to learn paintless dent repair, will be able to have a personal class with me directly, just like this. And stay tuned for the details. Go to denttrainer.com, sign up for the email list, be the first to know, because I do have limited classes that I'm going to be offering, and it's going to be good. So I wanted to give you guys a little taste test of what it's going to be like right now. So, so that's what we're doing right here. My wife is calling me. She calls me every single time, you guys, ladies and gentlemen. I have to be in the habit of telling her when I'm going to do a live, because she will call me until I answer her. Not her fault, but she just, I don't know what it is. She knows when I'm going to do a live, but she doesn't. She'll call me. Okay. So anyways, let's go back to the videos, right? I'm going to go back to your comments too. Don't get me wrong. I will get back to you. Okay. All right. So someone just said, all right, I just logged in. Are you doing cold glue? So let me tell her, let me just text my wife real quick, because this is what she does, right? She's messaging me. So let's watch this. You guys get to see it live. Now, when I do live stuff for real, none of this will be happening right here. I'm doing a live. Okay, that will handle that. Okay. All right. So let's go check out some more tools, right? Ultra Dent Tools is probably one of the most common tools that you see out there. If you've been following me for years and decades, I'd say that Ultra Dent Tools is probably one of the most premium tool manufacturers as far as their tools. I would consider them really legitly. Now, don't get me wrong, there's some very high-end tools now, from A1 Tools, Dent Slayer, Dent Reaper, PDR Finesse, of course, has been out, A1 Tools. But dang, this is what it's like to look at an Ultra Dent Tools soft tip series. This is a 45-degree angle. This would be great for pushing and pushing down like this, okay? Pushing up. Oh, I left that comment there. Sorry, guys. I almost got done with the Ground Zero training. I purchased some tools already, but I definitely have a difficult time with rods. The glue pulling, tap down, and somewhat easy. Yeah, we're going to be having every month Q&A. That's coming up in a couple weeks, that you will get a chance to ask questions about your progress. You can probably send some photos in. We pick a couple people, and you'll win some prizes too. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, we'll do that. So this is really good for pushing the soft tip tools, right? Soft tip tools are going to give you a much, much better push. Quicker, safer, easier. Let me zoom in on that for you. And it pushes more metal. So the difference between a soft tip in, let's say, a sharp tip, right, a sharper tool, is that this will push more metal, more quicker, but you're not going to see your tip as easy. Okay, so you're giving up to seeing the tool tip where it's at. Matter of fact, it flexes the panel more than you really can see. Now this tip, or a sharper tool, it pushes a smaller area. It's more precise. However, you can make poke marks in high spots much faster, right? So to counter that, you can put some tape around the edge of that tool, and then not do that. Same thing with this. I know when to switch my tips though, ladies and gentlemen, like this. I will use the heel for a lot of that pushing and then finish it with the tip, okay? Another Ultra is a 90 degree right here. Super nice, super clean, super easy. I love this close range 90 degree tool. We've got, check this tool out, right? This is Dent Reaper. The Dent Reaper tool, it's got a slight kick to it. Maybe a, what would we say that is? That is probably a, I don't know, maybe a 15 degree kick. And then look at the tip on that, right? This is the VIP push tip right here. Spiky tip, very good for pushing. So we're gonna be doing some pushes, right? Let's go, let's draw something. Let's make sure, let's just see how, let's go, let's see. Yeah, let's do this one. Oh, these two right there. How's that? So let's talk about reflection though, real quick, before we get into that. And I'm gonna see if you guys got any more comments here. Houston, Texas, what's up, George? Okay, super easy. Yeah, PDR is super easy. Knows what they're doing. Yeah, New York, depends on what part, but I've trained a guy out there called Long Island Dent Repair. Check him out, Chris Dale. And there's been a few other people I've trained out there, to be honest with you. But let's talk about the reflection, right? This is what you're seeing right here. This is the Limit Dent. We're using a Limit Dent board. I'm going to back up just a bit so you guys can see what I mean, okay? So you can see those are 1/8 inch lines right here, right? 1/8 inch lines will give you way more detail. So here's what's so crazy. So if you put the board in, right, the lines get thicker, as you can tell, right? I'm going to move this over just a bit. So if I go super close, I hide the detail, right? I basically, I only see just the main part of that dent. It's going to be harder too as well to see your tip, because when you go to push, right, you're not going to see that tip really easy. So what you want is your board to be placed just a little bit further back, right? And tilt out. Now, one thing about this Limit Dent light is that you can actually switch your board reflections too as well. So you can take this in and out, right? And put thicker 1/4 inch lines. You can put fog on here. You could do all kinds of things. Matter of fact, when I'm doing big smashes, I put 1/2 inch lines on here to help me see the detail in the reflection, or less detail. So that explains just a little bit about line reflection. I got a lot more detail than that, but kind of giving you a quick overview of what I mean by that, okay? What else I got? Let me go back to your questions to see if you guys got any other questions here, okay? Louis, that's a past student of mine too. So Louis is a go-getter technician. Look, you're either gonna wanna be a really good technician, you're gonna be passionate about it, you're gonna take on more than you should, you're gonna get your butt kicked, you can't stop thinking about PDR, you're gonna be good at it, right? You are gonna be good, because it's either, PDR makes you either tell you that you're gonna suck and you give up, or you're gonna not give up. You're gonna be persistent. You're not gonna take no for an answer. So PDR is challenging, and it's Doesn't need to be more challenging if you don't go to the right people. A lot of people make mistakes about training. So the first thing they do, here's the top common questions or mistakes that newbies make or beginners. Before they go to training, they buy tools. And then they buy tools maybe from Amazon, eBay, Temu, things like that, right? There are some decent accessories, but tool-wise, as far as rods, lights, can't go wrong. You gotta go top dog. You gotta get the best. They buy too many tools as well. You don't need a lot of tools. You need 3 main tools and some accessories like a light, like a tap down, like a hammer, 3 rods. That's about it. Like in a window guard and a wedge, some very basic stuff to practice. That's why we have all this stuff on there on denttrainer.com, so we'll check that out. Let's push, right? Let's push. All right, so I'm gonna zoom in a little bit more. We're gonna zoom in on this dent right here. Let me know if you guys can't see, okay? I just wanna make sure you guys can see the details, right? That's what so what I do is I will either position the board outward for more detail. You see how it picks up that texture? That's what I want. I want texture and the reflection, right? I want the curvature of that dent. And so right now we're gonna go for the bigger one right here, which is that one right there. There we go. That's what I like. Just like that, okay? Pushing wise, I could use this tool and push directly up like this, or I can side load, which we call this is side loading right there. Really good tool. And don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, you see this? This is the heel. The heel kicks butt, okay? So if you can, anytime you can use the heel of a tool, the better. All right, let's go with this. I'm gonna use a pick. Now this is sharp, but I'm gonna use the heel first, and then I'll pick with the tip, okay? So I kind of want to show you like what we're doing right here. Placing the tool here, just like this, at an angle. I'm gonna turn the tool because the tape, right, the tip is facing up, so I'll turn it opposite and then push from that angle as I was mentioning, right? Hopefully I can see without my hat being in the way. Okay. And we're going to, oh, it's got a little bit of a brace in there, so that's perfect. So I'm going to use the tip of the tool, the side load of it, and I'm going to start at the top, right? I'm going to start right in this area right here. Right there, and I'm going to come down. If you guys don't mind, I'm going to turn my board just so I don't mess up you guys' view right here, okay? Excuse me. Getting over a nasty cold, man. Okay, let's see if I can get that shot in there. Cool. Yeah. This is a part of learning PDR. Having the right reflection. You don't just go, oh, okay, let's just push, and you don't have the reflection set up the right way. To me, let me show you what's a bad way to look at it. That. You see how you have the lightning bolt, right? It goes like that. You don't want that. It's going against the grain, right? That is a wrong way to push. What you want to do is move the board. So you see that nice, juicy yin-yang effect in the reflection, right? Bada bing, bada bang, just like that, okay? 3D paintless, hey, appreciate that. Really do appreciate that, guys. Jerry Kirk, what is crack-a-lagging? Yes, the MT flu was rough, dude. It sure in the heck was. What's up, Jared? So we are going to be pushing right on this dent, right? And I'm side loading, okay? I'm side loading like this, right? Now, because there's a little bit of a brace, I'm pushing and twisting at the same time. I'll show you the mechanics in just a second, okay? But I have to be careful because I don't want that tip to chew up any paint, right? This has got paint protection film on here. I'm trying to push without disturbing the PPF. All right, nice soft. For you beginners, you need to push, hold it, find out where that tip's at, right? That tip is right there. And then let go, right? Practice muscle memory. Push, let go. And you're looking for the next low. And then the center is always going to have more pressure needed. So when the dent looks more better and less obvious, we pull the board back and we go, oh, we ain't done yet. Look at that low spot right there. And what I'm referring to, right, is that low spot. Now, this is a little bit for a fast forward, but you can see how precise that tip is. You see something over here, right? I'm looking at the black line. That's what I like to use the most. I like to look more at contrast of the darker line. I push and get that memory down. PDR hail techs, you ever watched one? If you're new, you'd be blown away. You really will be blown away at how fast those guys are. They would do this hood literally in about 2 or 3 hours. Some of the guys, best guys I know that are super fast, they will knock all these dents out in about 3, maybe 4 hours tops, okay? I am not considered a fast tech. I am more of a finesse tech, right? I like to enjoy, I meditate when I push. Like, I really do. So in case you're wondering how this works, right? I'm going to show you again the mechanics now, right? The mechanics is you're pushing, right? You're pushing down and twisting, pushing down and twisting. That's what I do, right? That's how I do it. That's how it goes. Now here's the top view of what it should look like. Excuse me, right here. Excuse me, it's dang cold. I'm pushing and twisting. Pushing and twisting, okay? This gives you, I don't want to just directly push like this because this is so invasive. This tip is so sharp, it could chew the hell out of this paint, okay? We don't want that. If this was closer, I would probably use the heel, but it's so farther away that I don't have the leverage, meaning, let me show you something real quick too, is right here, okay? This, see the access point right here? By the time I get to the dent, this access point, I'm losing right here. Actually, it's 60% of that tool's inside, 40% is outside, so I don't have the leverage anymore. The only thing I can do is twist and push slightly. If it's in a brace, then I win. But when it's open, this is not a good idea. You want to get either a longer pick or a different tool that has more length so you have better leverage, okay? So I hope this is helping so far, guys. This is just a kind of like an intro of close range tools. Maybe you're practicing, maybe you're trying to understand how and why things push differently. Now you're kind of getting an idea. This is, by the way, this tool right here is from Anson. Okay, it's called the Tequila Pick tool. And let me just put that right here because it's not focusing right now. That priority on my face here. This is the pick tool right here. One of my favorites because it gets between the bracing and it's very precise. So let's move on, right? Any questions so far? Let's take a look here, all right? Let's see here. I caught that flu as well. Yeah, you got that. You got that that flu. Okay. Fresno, California. You just spoke to him right there, Moses. That's Louis Munoz. Check out uniquepdr.com. He was just made a comment right here. So uniquepdr.com. Look him up. He's right there in your area. So is that hood aluminum? No, thank gosh. It is steel with paint protection film on it. So that's what we're dealing with on this thing. So let's go back to here. So we got this dent still left right here. Okay. Now let's talk about soft tip tool, right? You're going to see the difference between a soft tip tool and the sharp tool. The sharp tool is more accurate. It's going to take more micro pushes. So in other words, you are pushing, you're pushing like this about 20 times. This you're pushing like 2 or 3 times. Let's show you, right? Let's show you what I mean. I'm going to put this on here. All right. I tell you what. Okay, so let me just give you guys an. So look at the leverage I have now. Right? Excuse me. Huge amount of leverage. Lots more control. Tool tip. Once I get my point and my tip on there, that's 1 push, that's 2, that's 3, 4, and it is going to demand a little bit more pushing it in the middle than it will on the outside, because that's where that's where the epicenter of the low is, right? Now, a lot of people say, wow, the soft tip is the bomb. And it is. It really is. However, it's not the answer to everything. It's not the answer to everything. I do think it's a really good tool for you beginners to not mess up and chew up your dent. But also what's dangerous about it is that you guys don't know when to stop using that tip. You think, well, I'm going to use it all the time. And what happens is you overstretch your dents. We call it a volcano, where you actually push a dent and there's a big tight knot on our center. I call it a butthole. You make a butthole and then you have to tap it down, and then it gets worse, it gets messy, it gets chewy, it gets really hectic, right? So the rule of the game is don't go too big, too long, and definitely don't go too sharp too soon. If you can have that balance, right, to pushing, you'd be in good hands, right? Patience, 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 right? What other tool did I want to show? Oh, I wanted to show this tool right here, right? This is the VIP tip right here with a dent reaper. Gosh, isn't that beautiful, man? Look how nice, and you guys can really finally see what the tips do. That does wear down a little bit, okay? And it's really nice. Really nice. If you guys don't mind, give me a follow or give me a like. Tell me that you like it. Tell me what you don't like. What would you like to see next time, please? Your feedback really matters to me. And if you're a struggling PDR tech or a beginner or thinking about it, what's your questions? Like, what is your questions, right? That's inquiring minds want to know. My mind wants to know. I'm actually going to go for this dent right here. You see this one right there? Well, I'm going to move that because it's a little distracting, right? I will move that, or either move it. So it's kind of like a little crease. I don't think I need to circle it, right? Ladies and gentlemen, you guys know where I'm going to go. I'm going to move that board just a little bit there. Shoot, I need to freaking circle it for myself. because I'm kind of looking over. It's in a brace again. So I can't get that tool. Let's do one where we can really push. How's that? Let's do a good, let's do something right here. I like the push of this because it feels like you have a little bit of a soft tip, but you also have more precision than a soft tip. It is plastic, so you have to be aware that you can slip on plastic, right? You will slip a lot, to be honest with you. Yeah, there's a brace right in this section too as well, right here. This is what I meant. This is a lot of bracing right here. So it's open in this section. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. So let me go see if you guys got anything else. All right, here we go. Dan, I think this is more of an experience thing. You gotta do it to learn. Yep, that's right. I do. Well, I know. I don't try. Listen, I don't portray it's easy. We make it look easy. Yes, a lot of good techs do. Jared, if you're interested in PDR noob or first time, definitely sign up for Den Trainer. So much knowledge. Thanks, Jared. Appreciate that, man. Yeah. How do you get behind the brace? Well, I was just talking about that, but yeah, since you're asking, I will go over that. Yeah. So the bracings, right? So I have, here's a shave tool right here that I like to use a lot. Okay. This is probably a very common tool that we use to get between bracing. We get in between the middle of the door, the hoods, quarter panels down by the edge. This is a care point tip right here. Very good. I bought this because nobody has this tip right here, right? I buy a lot of tools that if I don't have it from one manufacturer, I'll look to see if someone else does. And this does, they have it. This is quite a long tool too. They make them at different lengths, but this seems to be the sweet one. I really like this one right here. So that's one. They also have a shorter range one, which is the one I like, which is, again, right? This is the short one, right? Just a little thicker. And that's really good to go between the bracing, right? You can also use the heel again. It's way more forgiving to push with the heel than it is the tip. Look how sharper the tip is. Look how much better the heel is, because you can actually, I need to get a manicure. My fingers are dirty. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, ladies specifically. Right here. Use that heel to kick off with. Now, as far as really whale tails, right? Whale tails are the shizo for Rizzo. I'm looking from behind me. Hold on a second. Let me show you the newest ones I have. It's the balloon tips. Now the balloon tips, if you're a newbie, right, a beginner, I would consider getting the balloon tips because it's like the soft tip of whale tails, right? There's no hard edges. It pushes very clean. And even if you're a veteran tech, I mean, come on, like, why don't you have these yet? It makes your life way easier. These are from Blem. Look how thin that is. Like, I'll give you an idea. I really don't want to put my fingernail in it, but look how thin that is compared to my thumbnail. Super good. Super good. Okay. So I would definitely, Lonnie, what's going on, man? I would definitely consider getting these right here. That's another past student right there. If you're up in person training, get a hold of Mike, such a great guy and inspiration. Thanks, Lonnie. Appreciate that too as well. Shoot, you guys are all coming out. But yeah, look at this. Got to get these. This is 100% why you want to get the balloon tips and whale tails. This is definitely on my top list for you, my recommendations for newer tools too as well. Okay. Okay, another demo. let's do something a little bit more obvious. Oh, by the way, dude, check this. I'll put this in my, check this paddle out, man. This is badass. I don't know the name of this. Oh yeah, I do know. It's called the Patty. All right. It's called the Patty. You can get it on Willy Quick. It's made, I don't know if it's aluminum or steel, but it feels heavy enough. Really good. And you've probably seen this all over the place too online. This is the Dent Vision paddle. Definitely put a ball on the end of it. It makes it feel way more balanced, right? More easier. It just fits really good in the back of the palm. Both these paddles are surprisingly very good. This one I've been using a lot. You can see the bruising I've been putting on it. Really good. Okay. All right. Whew, I'm getting hot, man. All right, here we go. Let's do a dent. Let's do something that we can, my light looks like it might be going out, ladies and gentlemen. If it goes out, it goes out. Yeah. Probably be right on the brace. Watch this, dude. Check this hammer out, right? There we go. That might be a stretch. Okay. I always like to put myself under pressure. Let me get a new battery. That way I don't want it to go out in front of you, and then I'll answer some questions. We will be more structured and more hyper-focused. This is unscripted, of course. I'll take this out right here. Let's go. Okay, Ricky, how would you compare the balloon tip to a Stanliner fished, Mike? Good question. Good question. Okay, far as comparison, far as the push, it feels a lot like a Stanliner tool, the balloon tip. Now, if you're talking about Stanliner's balloon tips, this balloon tip was actually created before the Stanliner round tip came out. Sorry, guys, I'm really trying to get over this cold. The similarities of the pushing are pretty close. That's why the balloon tip is so forgiving in a tight area where you're trying to get a pit out, right? Because generally most whale tails have a point on one side. And when you are pushing, if you miss push, you make a terrible high, right? And so in order for you to fix that, you have to freaking reset the whole dent down, do it again, right? So the balloon tips will give you a lot better chance, less invasive on your pushing. And so compared to the Stanliner, I think the balloon tips are going to be a little bit more versatile in different situations. So that's as far as the type of same tool. Stanliner has its own place for way different types of applications in their rods. So it's just a matter of experience to understand what is going to work for you, right? So different techs aren't even introduced to Stanliners at all until later on. I think the quicker you can be introduced to variations of tools, the more well-rounded of a tech you can be. So same thing with reflections, right? Learn different reflections, become a black belt in every situation that you can. Maybe that might have been on too much, but I hope that answered your question. So, hey, you're right. I got to get going too, because I got a movie to go catch too. So I know this is, let me get into this because we need to fix this stuff right here. Hey, happy Valentine's Day to you, Lonnie. If you train with Mike, beware that crown jewel hammer. You're definitely right, man. Okay. Note the Stanliner's balloon, I've had the finished tail, and I wanted to know the blem balloon is still needed. Yeah, I recommend still the balloon tip from Blem. Yes, yeah, you will like it. Keep in mind the Blem tools, right? The Blem whale tails, right? They're bendable, dude. Way easier to bend, especially the longer ones where you will need it, like this one. you want to be able to like have that quick flex. Some guys are like this and they bend it like this. And so that is a very common, maybe not that extreme, but that's a very common bend to get into the doors, or vice versa, the opposite way. So yes, to answer your question, you will need that for sure. Let's get into the push, right? Watch this. I got a special treat for you guys, right? So what I'm going to do, let me just get into it right now, right? What I like to do is I like to use cold glue to pull a lot of this. Now this has PPF, right? I like to start with cold glue, let it aggressively snap a majority of the, excuse me, low. Then I can go and push better with a tool, because if I start with a tool first, there's a high chance I could make unwanted push marks, right? So why risk that? Let me get a golf cart ride into the middle of the marathon. Why should I run the whole thing and get tired out before I cross the finish line? That's how I can put it in layman's terms, right? So prep the panel, right? I don't know what I did with my alcohol again. Oh, here it is. Let's do that. Generally, I like to heat it up, and I could, but it's got PPF on it, so I gotta be very, very careful. Let's say if this was PPF right here in real situation, I'm just warming that sucker up, right? I'm also just taking a little bit of this. If you look, right, it still needs some love. This is the new cold one. So it's sticky right out of the box, but once it gets set in the elements, it's not as sticky. So you have to reheat it. All right, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. So place it. Now first I'm just gonna let it snap, right? I want you guys to take a look how it works, right? So I let it hit like this, right? And I let it snap out, right? See, everything's popping everything up, right? So look how quick it pulled some of it. Actually pulled it, like pulled it a little bit tight on the right side, but look how much quicker it pulled that up. I'll put another one here. Bada bing, look at that. That's with paint protection film on it. Paint protection film, crazy. Less residue than your normal Cola Fria. And then we can try to pull this one. Actually, was that where was that? Yeah, we can probably pull this one right here. Tilt the board a little bit because we're seeing a little lightning bolt. And you can see that this is the way I like to do things. I like to, why risk making all those push marks, right? Come over here a little bit more. There you go. Look at that. It makes short work. It makes real short work of your pushing. Cold glue has come a long way. And if you want to know more about it, I have a very detailed tutorial on Dent Trainer using cold glue and the preparations and how to get the best out of that. And you just saw a little bit right now. This is the new gold glue. I'll do another shot of it so you guys can see That's the new gold. That's Sergio's, right? Very nice. I really like this thing. I just did a little video on this too as well. Go check it out. It's a little short on pulling a dent on the fender, and it's legit. Don't try to carry this on a plane because you will get told that it's a weapon. I don't know why, but anyways. So I'm not going to go through the whole 9 yards. I wanted to kind of give you guys a little sneak peek of some new videos, techniques, and ways I'm going to be doing stuff. I'm going to have Dent Trainer live, personal PDR training on live like this. So this is a chance for you to come see me, be with me virtually, and ask questions directly and get very good PDR training. Be careful of the people who are just out there to bring you in the doors, okay? I'm really looking out for your best interest in this type of PDR repairs. If you have any questions and comments, please do so at the bottom. And don't forget to sign up for the newsletter at denttrainer.com. Go over there and sign up, okay? Or get a subscription. I think you'll really like it. Let's see here. What we got here? Which slide hammer was that again? That is the, Lonnie, that is the Sergio's slide hammer. Gosh, my place is a mess right now. Yeah. They come in different sizes too. Well, two sizes, the large and the smaller one. I recommend the big one if you're going to get one, right? Get the new gold Sergio's glue. You can get the blue one at Anson, right? The blue one's like probably one of my favorites. It is by hands down, the all around, doesn't matter what kind of weather you're in, it seems to work consistently. So, and then bigger tabs. This is about as small as a tab I like to go. I don't really care for the smaller tabs. I feel like I don't get as much surface contact. But yeah, this is Sergio's. I still don't know what they call this particular hammer, but I call it the auto cocker, but that's not the name of it. So Lonnie, I hope that helped. Let's see here. Okay, Dan, can you use it like normal, the slide hammer? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So one of the shots I was doing right here, okay, Dan. Okay, Dan. I was pulling it down here. So if you really want to get a very good snap, then hold it down and then pull with it, right? Like this. And dude, that thing snaps like a mofo, dude. Like it will. Now, this is paint protection film. I don't recommend you think that you can pull dents with PPF. You have to advise the customer that there's a chance that you could stretch the PPF. It's not your responsibility. It's off of your liability, right? So, but if they're willing to do it anyways and they're going to pull it off regardless, then it's worth taking a shot. But Dan, Dan, I hope this said, yes, you can use it as a normal slide hammer too, like that. Very cool. Thanks, Bose. Hey, Juan, you're welcome. Slide hammer on Anson or what Sergio's site? Oh, Sergio's, good question. I'm sorry. It's called Pillon PDR, PILLON PDR.com. All right. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, this coming summer or late spring is Dent Trainer Live. So how much of the tool? The tool's probably, I think, don't quote me on it, I think between $450 to $600. It's in a kit though. It comes with glue, tabs, slide hammer. If you get the big kit, I think it's between $600 to $800. You know, but it's not for guys who think that, you know, they want to just do it themselves and think that they can make dents different. So the hardest part about this is when it brings it up, how you gonna knock it down, right? You need a reflection, you need tap downs, you need experience, and you need training. So if anybody's watching this on YouTube, they think, man, this is what I want to get, and I'm going to do this to all my dents. It's just going to make them look different. It's not going to make them better. That's what I tell customers. Leave it alone. Don't make it different, because if you make it different, you're making it worse for me. I'm going to charge you more money. Okay. So I hope this helps, ladies and gentlemen. It's Valentine's Day. Hope you guys are having a great Valentine's night and day and wherever you are in the world. And I took up too much of your time. Go spend some time with your wife and your girlfriend, your loved ones, whatever, however you want. So I hope this was helpful, guys. And one more last time with the questions here. Which slide hammer was that again? You know, Lonnie, I just said that. Sergio's, right? Oh, yeah, I already said that. I mean, I'm going backwards here. Okay, Sergio's site. Yeah, it's pillandpdr.com. All right, I think that's it. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. If you liked the video, please don't forget to give it a like and share it if you wanted to. But more importantly, if you're a struggling PDR tech and you are a beginner that wants to learn paintless dent repair the right way, go check out denttrainer.com. You can also have me train you personally. Come see me. Or you can wait for our new online PDR training live, right? So stay tuned. We got some details coming for that. Thanks a lot, everybody. Enjoy your weekend.